On this episode of Purposely Curious, I sit down and talk to Beth Gross of Feel Better Fitness. Beth has trained me with HIIT and TRX exercises in the past, which were exercises I had never done before but grew to love. She shares her journey and her knowledge of the fitness world with us. We discuss different types of fitness and touch on nutrition as well. I challenge you to walk during this recording to get active and burn some calories. So let's go, as this episode starts now. Hello, everyone. Today I have my friend Beth. Hi, Beth.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
So, Ms. Beth, I met her when I was looking for a gym. Long story short, I was looking at Orange Theory in Torrance at the time, and it's a very small Orange Theory, and the reviews were kind of like you would be on a waiting list, and I was like, okay, this isn't for me, but I was looking for that kind of format of classes, and I found a small gym, Rev Life, that was also cheaper, and I was very happy that I found it, and that's where I met Beth. She really kicked my butt. I was introduced to TRX. Am I saying it right?
Yep,
yeah.
you are.
Doing ab stuff that I never thought I would do before. So she started my journey of getting fit again. And, then COVID hit, and I was kind of bummed out because I really liked the feel of the gym and how small it was and not crazy.
Yeah, intimate setting, yes.
Yeah, but it didn't make it.
Yeah, didn't survive. It was kind of circling the drain a little bit before everything shut down, but definitely COVID was the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but now we are here currently at a gym.
Yeah.
So where I'm going to interview her and, just ask her some questions. But how would you like to introduce yourself? Like, what is your specialty?
Well, I've been doing personal training now for 6 years. I've been on my own, working on my own for a little over 4 years. A few years back, I named my business Feel Better Fitness because after a few years of doing this, like it just became a joy working with your average person and, helping them live their best life and feeling better through the process. So my specialty, I don't have any one specialty. Like I said, I deal with a lot of kind of average people that are just looking to feel better, people that go to the doctor and the doctor says you need to exercise more, but they don't know how. So those are the type of people that come to me most. And, I try to bring out their inner athlete. At the end of the day, like the whole goal is for them, again, to be healthy, to feel better, to live their best life as long as possible. And that's kind of why I did is I chose fitness because I wanted to do something where I can make a difference in people's lives. Mm-hmm. And when I was at Rev Life, it was great. I got to teach more group classes, which is fun. I'm still doing group now. I'm doing it all online and it's going well. And I'm still training one-on-one now at a much smaller gym now, but it's a great little spot here, and my clients love it, and it's not crowded, and you don't have tons of people walking in and out all the time, which is nice.
Yeah. So if people want to find you online, how can they find you?
So you can find me on Instagram at Feel Better Fitness. You can find me on Facebook as well. I am on TikTok. I'm gonna work on starting some posting on there. But I've step one
yes,
done.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. I post some stuff on YouTube as well. And I'm training here at this gym. It's called Wear Fitness. So it's owned by a great couple, George and Renee. So they started their business about 3 to 4 years ago and opened this place up and expanded it last year right before everything shut down, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So unfortunate timing, but they've built a great little space. Like I said, my clients love it. Right now, they feel comfortable and safe coming here and working out, whereas, you go to the bigger gyms and it's still like, even though, we're allowed in, everyone's wearing masks, it's still like not a comfortable feeling being in big crowds right now.
For some of us, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Others don't care. But And that's one of the reasons I was telling her that I invested in the Peloton. It was just that I myself didn't feel comfortable going to like crowded gyms or anything. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, well, this will be my investment for the time being until I see how things pan out.
I love Peloton. Like I've had my Peloton for 3 years now. My wife got it for me for our anniversary 3 years back, and it's been a great investment. And the Peloton instructors and the whole Peloton platform is really what inspired me to take my business online. And I was actually working, before everything shut down with COVID, I was working on integrating myself into doing more online coaching. So COVID just kind of sped that process up for me, and I'm still working on fine tuning everything. But I've been doing group Zoom classes, and I love it. You know, right now I get a fair amount of people. My weekends are nice and busy. My classes range anywhere from 10 to 15 people on the weekends. And then during the week, I get anywhere from 5 to 10 people. So it's growing. Again, like I cater to kind of your average Joe. I'm not like training athletes. I'm not a CrossFit trainer. We're not lifting barbells over our heads. We're doing the basics, and people are feeling better and looking good, and they don't feel overwhelmed with the training, which is what I love for them. And I do HIIT classes as well. You would probably love my HIIT classes.
Yes.
So those are a little more intense, but it's nice because they're shorter too. So yeah.
Now, did you always know you wanted to be in fitness, or is this something that you just casually fell into?
I actually didn't. So I had no idea what I wanted to do in college. I changed majors like 5 times. I actually started when I was in high school. I took some college architecture classes, and I thought that, this is fun. This is what I want to do. But then the college professors told me, it's a minimum of 8 years of schooling to be an architect. You might as well be a doctor. And I was like, no, I don't want to go to school for that long. Did not like school. But I knew I needed to do it, and I didn't suck at it, but I was not ready for like a doctorate.
Yeah.
So we're like, we're not gonna take that route. And then I switched over to film. So I was a film major for a very short period of time. I took a couple of film classes, which were really fun. I liked one of them was cinematography class, which was really fun. But then again, the teacher was like, yeah, you have to be really, really, really creative and really stand out to make any money in this industry. So just expect to be struggling your whole life. And I was like, well, that doesn't sound appeasing either. So, and I was like, I don't think I'd ever be creative enough to really make it big. I didn't have like things that some people have, like to be big in that industry. So I kind of mulled around college just doing general ed classes after that for a little while. Like I was a math tutor for a little while, so I thought, maybe I can be a teacher. I can teach math. But then I was like, God, do I really want to teach the same thing every year over and over and over and over again? Like that just seems so boring. So I was like, no, I don't want to be a teacher, but I do love math. So maybe that's what I should major in. And so I asked my math teacher, I said, what can I do with a math major? And he's like, I don't really know. Like, you can become a math teacher or maybe an actuary. And I'm like, what the hell is an actuary? I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So I actually landed on business. And I started in accounting, then I went to finance, then I ended in business management. So literally, I could not decide what I wanted to do. I finished college in 7 years, so I ended up doing 7 years of schooling anyways. I worked all through college, and then after that, I picked a career in insurance, which I made good money. It was a good job. I worked for a Fortune 500 company, and I put my wife through nursing school, and I was doing really well, but I was miserable. Let's face it, for 9 years, I was miserable. I hated the job. I made good money, but I hated the job. And I was like, can I find a balance between loving what I do and also making some money? And at this point, I wasn't ready to go back to school for another 6 years either. So I was like, what do I do? Because I got laid off in 2014. And Jenny had just gotten her first job in nursing, so I was like, can I give me a little freedom to possibly look into a career change? And I chose fitness because, again, I wanted to do something where I made a difference in people's lives, but I also didn't want to go to school for another 6 years. So I landed on fitness, and I started working on my certifications, and I got a job at a gym. And I was doing sales and stuff at the gym, but I wanted to be in the industry. So I was actually making okay money doing sales within the industry. But then, I got my certification to be a trainer. So I worked at a couple high-end gyms. One was Equinox, and I picked up a majority of my skill sets at Equinox. So Equinox was a great place to work because it basically was the university I needed to really master being a personal trainer, because certifications were easy. Anyone could become a personal trainer. But you have to be a people person, number one, which not a problem for me. Number two, you also have to be a personal trainer. You have to know about the human body and movement and be able to work with people. It's not just about, being able to teach somebody to do a bicep curl or a squat. So Equinox actually, they work with, they were working with a much older population, and they trained their trainers. So I went through a whole university, and I did that for 2 years, working with some of the top professionals in the industry. And that's what made me a good trainer. But I made no money during the process. I made no money working at Equinox because they don't really pay their trainers very well, and they charge very high prices. So it's very difficult to sell training packages. And my goal becoming a trainer is to reach as many as people as possible. I don't just want to train the rich,
right,
that can afford $130 a session. So the only path after that was going out on my own, and that was the best way I can, again, support my family, help support my family, make a living, but also reach as many people as possible. So that's where I am today.
Yeah. And would you say that you have made long friendships with some of your clients?
Absolutely. So I've been training some of my clients for 4 or 5 years now. And, they've been so great. They stuck with me even through COVID. They're still coming in. Again, they feel comfortable working with me. Some of them have moved online with me, which is great. Like I'm doing one-on-one Zoom sessions online with some of my clients where they're at home in the comfort of their own home. They have their equipment, and I'm guiding them through whole workouts. So they don't even really need to come into the gym anymore. Yeah.
So I did want to ask you a question that someone had asked. So they said, when doing cardio and strength on the same day, which one goes first? Or do they cycle first or lift?
Okay,
or does it matter?
That's actually a personal preference. So and it also depends on what your goals are. If you're looking to gain a lot of muscle, then you're going to want to lift heavier weights, which means you likely want to do a small cardio warm up to get the blood flowing, do some foam rolling and stretching, and then jump into your strength training, because you want your body to have as much energy as possible to lift as heavy as possible. So if you're looking to be stronger and gain more muscle, I would say do your strength training first and then top it off with some cardio at the end, which is good because you'll probably burn more calories in your cardio session because your heart rate's already elevated, you're already warmed up. So you don't have to go as long on the cardio. Now, if you're looking to lose weight, and really shed some pounds and build endurance, you might want to do your cardio first or in between your strength workout, and that's where we get into more interval style training. And some people it's just a preference thing. They're still going to build strength if they do their cardio first and then their strength, and do their cardio and then their strength training. It's not like they're going to lose anything, but so some people just really like the cardio, and some people really hate the cardio. That's the thing. Like, so a lot of people want to just get their lifting done and then do a little cardio at the end, and some people are like, I need to get motivation. I need to let out some endorphins and adrenaline. So let's get the cardio done first, and then I'm going to feel pumped and energized for my strength session. Yeah.
So usually what I do with the bike is I'll bike first, and then I'll do the toning arm stuff after.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just picked it that way. So
like I said, it's a preference thing.
Yeah.
And also, if you do more cardio before a strength workout, you might even set yourself up for less injury that way, because again, your body's a little more warm. That's why if you're doing strength training first, I make sure you get a decent warm up in. Yeah, it's better for the body that way, and it makes the workout better as well.
Yeah. The other thing she asked is, I guess, is it safe to do cardio and strength on the same day?
Absolutely. Yeah. Don't overdo it. You never want to get into what they call overtraining syndrome.
And what is that?
Overtraining syndrome is where you're just going too hard for too long with no rest. So the key about fitness is, like, you always have to remember, change happens in your sleep. Okay, so if your body's not getting the proper rest, your body's not going to change the way you want it to change. So you can be working your ass off and nothing will happen. Overtraining syndrome is when the body actually starts to work against you because you're training so hard and so long that you're actually making less gains and obviously setting yourself up for more overuse injuries in your joints. So you're not going to be able to go as hard. You're not getting the rest. So the body has no time to recover. I actually gave myself a nice little overtraining injury when I started teaching Zoom classes because I was teaching every day because I want to make sure to offer something to everybody every day at different times of day so that I can work into everybody's schedule. And that's how I've created my schedule. But I was doing 60 to 75% of the workout with everyone every single day, sometimes twice a day.
Right.
And so my knees started to hurt. Granted, there was nothing genetically wrong with my joints. My kneecaps and everything were fine. I didn't have any kind of arthritis or anything. I just had pain. So we just discovered the knees had an overuse injury, almost similar to tendonitis. It took a long time to heal, and I had to rest as much as possible. So I started dialing back the way I was teaching classes and only doing about 25% of the workout and taking it easy on the squats and the lunges and things like that to rest the knees, and they did finally heal. So that's why recovery and rest is so important. So,
yeah. So it's okay. You could do them on the same day. You just have to take the appropriate rest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make sure you're taking your days off. So when it comes to strength and cardio, the recommendation is 2 to 3 days a week of strength. And then 3 to 5 days a week of cardio. And you can combine them all. Just make sure you give yourself 1 to 2 days of rest in the week.
Yeah. Okay. That was very useful. So yeah, because I sometimes think like I got to do more, and so
got to hit it hard. You got to do as much as possible.
That was a reminder for me. So I'm gonna be I worked out 5 days this last week.
Okay.
And so I'm not gonna work out today.
Yes, take a day. If you absolutely feel like, because I have some people that are like, I gotta do something, and I was like, take a light walk or do a little restorative yoga.
Yeah.
Something light, some stretching. Yeah, just. Your body's a temple. Take care of it. Yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah. Especially at our age now, it's like we really got to treat it.
Everything starts to break down.
Yeah, we really got to treat it like a temple.
Yeah.
Another question was, does cycling count as lower body strength if it's done with resistance, or do they recommend doing an additional lower body strength?
Both.
Okay.
So if you're on the Peloton or a spin bike, then you're getting a fair amount of resistance in your legs, but it's all endurance training at the end of the day, though you are building strength in those legs. You want to make sure you're still doing weight-bearing exercises on your legs at least once a week. Okay. And you can just fit in a little legs with a regular full body strength workout too, like 2 or 3 times a week, but you want to make sure you're doing load-bearing exercises. And also, the thing about cycling is you're moving in one direction. Okay, you're pedaling in one direction. Your hips have no opportunity to open up, so you're working very particular muscle groups, quads and glutes, a little bit of hamstrings. So you want to make sure when you're doing strength training, you're also working your hips. Your hips don't get enough work on the bike. So doing that side-to-side movement's really important, especially for you. I remember you had the hip dysplasia.
I do.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much for that. I love that she remembered. So I have congenital hip dysplasia. So there's certain things that certain movements could irritate it.
Yeah.
I can tell you that I started taking collagen supplements.
Excellent.
And I have less of the discomfort, surprisingly. So I'm sold on it. So excellent. After this, I'm actually going to buy more because I'm running low. But definitely, yes. So as you were saying that, I was like, okay, so that's one thing I'm not doing. So I will be adding that. I hadn't thought of that. And I'm so glad you're here to educate me and everyone.
Should try one of my Zoom classes. I make us do a lot of band work where I put the band around the legs and do a lot of hip stuff.
Yeah. So I will need to buy some bands. Are they expensive? Or?
Nope.
No? Okay.
No. You can get little ones for like $10 on Amazon. I sell them for $16 with my little logo on them. You can get booty bands on Amazon for $20. Those are the big fat ones. They're a lot more comfortable to wear, and they do provide a little more resistance as well. So if you just go to Amazon and type in booty bands, $20. You get 3 of them usually.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah. And you guys, we'll when we're done, we'll go over again how you can find her again.
Yes.
That way we can take classes together as well.
Excellent.
The other thing you mentioned on the bike was glutes. So I noticed, I'm petite.
Yeah.
But I noticed one day I was walking through even after a month, I was walking and I saw my bum through the mirror and I was like, oh,
that's getting defined.
I was like, it's perky.
So
it's not bigger. I don't think. I think it's whatever was lifted up, I guess.
Yep.
So I had
a little leaner. Yep.
Yeah, I was impressed.
So when you're on the bike, you feel like your majority of the time you're just working your quads. But with the Peloton, any kind of road bike where you're clipped in and your foot is attached to the pedal, the reason we clip in on a bike, any bike, is because we want to make sure we're using the full strength in the legs. And that includes the glutes. So when you're pressing forward on the pedal, you're using the quads. As you bring that pedal back and you're pulling up, you're engaging hamstring and glute. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense.
So, and you could consciously think about it when you're on the bike about lifting that foot up and using that part of the body more. Because a lot of people tend to be, again, more quad dominant. So they try to push as hard instead of lifting back through the hamstring and glute. So consciously think about using all the muscles as you do that revolution on the bike.
Yeah. I definitely, when I'm cycling, I stick I contract my abdomen, so I know I'm working the abdomen as well, but these are things I've learned from you or other people through the years that just always resonated and stick with me. And then when I came out here, I guess we can go into nutrition a little bit.
Yeah.
You had also said I look thinner. And so when I, with COVID and, quarantine, we all of our health for most of us went to shit.
COVID-15 is what they call it.
It went to shit for most
15.
of us. Yes. So when I decided I need to change my life as far as working out and everything, I started, I remember something that you said, which was the calories. I don't count calories, but it was, I started looking at juicing. I don't juice. When I say juicing, it's just that I bought a NutriBullet and I do a juice every morning. So it's almost like I substituted my breakfast with a juice. Yeah. And then I noticed I started losing weight, plus the working out. But what I was telling her so here I look thinner. My stomach is thinner and flatter. Yeah. But with the bike and the resistance, I was like, my pants don't feel, they're...
The legs and glutes are getting more defined. Remember, muscle is leaner than fat.
Yeah, so even though I look thinner, I was like, I think I have to buy a size of pair bigger. Yep. Because I'm noticing that the
scale's not changing, but the pants are. Yeah. And we're growing in some areas, we're shrinking in others. So that's the thing about fat loss and muscle gain. So we can't control where we put muscle on. And that's based on what we work. And obviously we want to work the whole body and put muscle on everywhere. Right. But unfortunately we have absolutely no control where the fat comes off. Yeah. So people always I want to lose more weight in my butt and in my arms. And I was like, I have no control over fat loss in your arms and butt. Unfortunately, I can put muscle on in those areas, but you just got to work on your general nutrition and fat loss in order. And it might come off not where you want it to come off first, because I know a lot of women complain my boobs are shrinking first, and I really want my arms to shrink. And I was like, unfortunately, we have no control over where the fat comes off. Yeah. But the key is overall nutrition. If we get to if we get to hitting our actual goals, then the whole body is going to look good. Yeah. Yeah.
So what's your take on calorie deficit?
So calories in versus calories out. It's the oldest science in the book. The easiest way to, start making changes in your life is to reduce your portion size and reduce your calorie count. Mm-hmm. For women, I usually recommend anywhere from 12 to 1,500 if we're trying to lose weight. So if you want to stick within those range, again, you don't have to count calories, or you can count calories for a week and get a general idea of how much calories you're eating. And where you need to make changes. So that's the benefit about calorie counting, but it is difficult to maintain. So if you're going to do that, just do it for a week or two and kind of get an idea of where your calories are sitting, how much calories this certain food I eat a lot is, and how that plays into my overall diet. And then for men, I usually recommend 1,800 to 2,100 calories if you're trying to lose, or actually, I'm sorry, 1,500 to 1,800 if you're trying to lose weight. A lot of men are actually trying to gain weight, so we want to be above 2,100 calories if you're trying to gain muscle. But again, it doesn't mean don't do cardio.
Right.
Everyone needs to be working on their heart at all times.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, that's my general consensus on calories. And you always have to remember little things like if I eat more vegetables, I'm eating less calories, but I'm getting more sustenance.
Mm-hmm.
So pick foods that are less calorie dense and bigger versus small high calorie foods. Like if I eat a burger, that's 1,000 calories.
Yeah, it's like a whole day of
that's
calories
day
for
right
someone
there.
like me.
Yeah, and it's not that much food.
Yeah,
it's not going to last you all day. But if you have a good sized serving of vegetables with every meal, you're getting a lot of food and it's sustaining you. So like your NutriBullet, where you're juicing all your vegetables, you're getting all of those nutrients in addition to cutting back on the calories, because again, vegetables are less in calories, and it's keeping you sustained throughout the morning.
Yeah, and I don't count calories, guys, but she brought up a good point. Is it's small portions. Yeah. If you're joining Weight Watchers, I think they do like calorie counts, but if you look at the meals they provide, they're literally just small portions.
Yeah,
and so you don't have to pay. Just what the stomach is a smooth muscle, which stretches like stretchy pants. And so if you just give yourself a month of eating small, when I say small, like if you are having a hard time cutting a bunch of stuff out, just make your portions half of what they are. In a month, your stomach will adjust and shrink. Not fully, but but it'll shrink enough to where you're not maybe feeling as hungry, because your body our stomach, if you picture the anatomical picture of the stomach, is literally a smooth muscle like stretchy pants. Yep. And so with time,
it's the size of a fist.
It should be the size of a fist.
Yes.
But we stuff it so much that it stretches.
It starts to expand.
So then we're like, oh, I need more food.
And then we think we need more food.
Yeah.
We still don't, even if our stomach is expanded, we still don't need that much food. So, and just like you said, just cut the portion sizes out. Teach your body that it doesn't need as much food as you think.
Yeah.
Little tricks you can learn is drinking more water throughout the meal, because then you're tricking your body into thinking it's full and putting more in your stomach. 9 times out of 10, people think they're hungry, but really they're actually thirsty because they're not getting enough hydration. So again, one small change you can make in your life: drink more water. The rule of thumb is half your body weight in ounces. So if you're 150 pounds, you should be having a minimum of 75 ounces a day of water. So I try to drink at least 2 to 3 liters per day. And that actually helps curb your appetite. So when you're eating, a way you can actually control the amount of food you eat is to make sure you're drinking a lot of water through the meal. Not only you're putting extra stuff in your stomach that's completely calorie-less and also hydrating you, but you're also you're tricking your body into you're also eating slower. That's what I was going to say.
Yes.
You're forcing yourself to eat slower, so you're getting fuller. So you're not getting full as fast. So this is a big problem of mine. I eat really fast. By the time I'm done with my food, I still think I'm hungry. My brain hasn't had time to catch up.
Yeah.
Now, if I start to drink an entire bottle of water throughout my meal, I'm giving my brain a chance to catch up with my stomach. And my brain's like, okay, I'm actually full now, so I don't need to eat as much. So slow it down, start drinking water through the meal. Little tricks like that can make a huge difference in your life.
Yes. And as far as exercises, we know there's a lot of crazes and fads. What do you think people should stay away from? That I don't know if that's a controversial question or not.
So CrossFit's a big one. I'm not telling everyone to stay away from CrossFit. What I think about CrossFit is it is great for some people. especially the younger population that are really looking to get toner, more muscle, and really work their butts off. It's great for that. The only thing is, there's a lot of injuries that happen in CrossFit.
I know people that,
and these are serious injuries that can occur that could change your entire life. All I can say is be cautious when it comes to things like, Olympic lifting and CrossFit. There's much safer ways to do it. Hire a personal trainer for one. And there's also a lot of CrossFit gyms out there where the trainers are not very well
trained.
Yeah. So they just don't have enough experience with body mechanics. They only know CrossFit. They don't know how to work with people with injuries. So that type of performance training can be very difficult. And again, I'm not saying stay away from it. I'm saying be cautious.
Yeah.
Other things you want to, there's nothing you should really want to stay away from, because any kind of movement is good for you.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to make sure you know what you're getting into. And
right.
I always tell people, know your body, know its limits. Don't try to overdo it. Orange Theory, for instance, is a great it's a great interval training program. But it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. A lot of people can't run that fast. A lot of people have a tendency to overpush themselves and then injure themselves.
Yeah.
You have one instructor for every 24 to 36 people, so nobody's really watching you. So that might not be the right fit for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you might want to go into something a little lighter. Huge fan of yoga. Do I do enough of it? No. It's always been my Achilles heel. I need to do more yoga, more meditation, more mind-body training. But highly recommend it. If you can fit a couple yoga classes in per week, again, life-changing. Pilates is also very good for you, but don't think just because it's Pilates that it's safe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've known people to get injured on reformers.
Oh, the actual machines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or even just doing mat classes. If you're doing certain things wrong, you can injure yourself.
So body mechanics basically is important no matter what.
Any movement is good movement. Find something you like. Like if it's Peloton, great. If it's Orange Theory, great. Again, just be cautious. Like even if you want to go do CrossFit, go do CrossFit. Be cautious.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's nothing I'm no crazes I'm against, no fads I'm against. Diet, when it comes to nutrition, though, there are some fads that we should try to stay away from.
Which are?
A big one is I say fad diets, like that, anything that you don't see yourself sustaining for long periods of time. Like, I know people that have cut out food. Just stopped eating for like a few days and tried fasting. There are ways to do it and there are ways not to do it. So keto, great diet, works for a very, very, very small population of people, because again, it's very difficult nutritional program to sustain.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not good for everybody. It can cause high cholesterol. It can cause other problems. So things like keto, you're changing your body chemistry completely. So if you're flip-flopping in and out of keto, it's not good for the body.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to nutrition, find something that works for you and stick with it.
Yeah.
For some people, it's making one small change a week.
Like for me, it was the juicing in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or drinking more water.
Yeah.
Eating less. Whatever you do when it comes to nutrition, just make sure it's something you can sustain, and the process needs to be enjoyable. If you are miserable during any process of nutrition and exercise, you're not going to sustain it. Don't do it. Find something you like, something that works for you.
Yeah.
Within, the box.
Yes. Now, one more thing is with COVID and a lot of people being at home, or like me, that only until the last few months have I really revved up my working out. What exercises that are very simple, to do at home during the workday, if they're working from home, do you recommend for people?
People working from home. So, you might want to look into online options like Peloton or me, because they're a good way to split up the day. But things we can do when you're sitting at a desk at home, get outside. Get outside. You got to get some sunshine. You're going to make yourself crazy. You got to figure out a work-life balance. Exercises you can do to kind of help split up the day, to make sure you're doing stretching. Any kind of stretching is going to be good for you. Foam rolling is going to be good for you. These are great things you can kind of incorporate in the day that'll get you away from the desk for a little while. Easy body weight exercises, squats, hip bridges, grab some small weights and do some arms to help open up the shoulders. So anything like that will help split up the day. Yeah.
So what did you change since COVID started for your own fitness?
Well, for me, I work out at home more often. So I built a home gym for myself when my daughter was born. This was a year before COVID. And I didn't use it as much as I really should have, but after COVID started, it was nice. Like, I actually picked up the weights I purchased, which was good because all the price of dumbbells went up during COVID.
And they were hard to find.
They still are.
Yeah.
Like, I went to Target a month and a half ago, and they were totally stocked up, like shelves full of weights. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I went back a couple weeks ago, and most of them are gone.
Yeah.
They're almost empty
When
now.
I got mine for the bike, I had given my old 2-1s to my ex because he was using them, and at the time I wasn't. And I was like, well, I guess I better go find some because I didn't want to bother him and ask him, like, can I have them back?
Yeah.
And they were sold out everywhere, and I found some finally at Dick's down here. So I was like, I better buy them now, even though I wasn't even though I wasn't there at the time for them. I was like, ooh, I better purchase them, and I'm so glad I did. So I maybe that's a good thing, that maybe with COVID, as bad as it's been, it's maybe awoken certain people to maybe.
Absolutely. And you know what really helped me during COVID? I found someone to work out with.
Yeah.
So you'd think it'd be my wife, but we have a kid, so we can't coordinate our schedules very well. But find somebody on your level and make appointments with them. That's what helped me the most, is I found a friend that can actually keep up with me.
Yeah.
And that was made huge gains that way.
Yeah.
Because I have trouble keeping myself. I know I'm a personal trainer, but I have trouble keeping myself accountable. I struggle with all the same things everybody else struggles with. Especially as a mom, a full-time mom, and my daughter has autism too, so that's thrown a little extra work into my schedule. So having a workout partner is huge. I actually work out with Sarah.
Oh, okay.
Do our classes. So yeah,
I love her. Yeah. So, well, thank you so much. I feel like this was very, very interesting conversation. I really enjoyed it. I learned a few things, and I know a lot of the listeners are going to also learn a lot. And then just like she said, any little change, everyone is different. Start with what makes you comfortable. The goal is to change your life slowly. Some people can drop cold turkey, their lifestyle, and change. Some of us, like myself, need baby steps.
Me too.
Do one thing at a time. Don't focus on the scale, guys. Just get moving. If you're the type of person that has trouble, just don't look at the scale. Just do these little changes. Start little. Once you start, whether it's just walking around the block or adding juicing just to your morning, you're better off than you were yesterday. So always look at it that way, and that all you need is time and patience to rewire your brain, because some of us are a little slower than others, and we need to take baby steps. So do not, beat yourself up for it. And, just when we were talking about calories, I don't calorie count, but just be conscious of, okay, so I had a really good meal, so maybe my next meal I'll be healthier. Like little things like that. Like, obviously some people have the time to calorie count. I don't. So I just at least try to think of it in that sense every day. And I do see a change, but like I said, it takes time for some of us. So be kind to yourself. And I don't know if you have any advice for anyone if they're starting.
Just remember the ultimate goal. The goal isn't always going to be, let's lose weight, let's get stronger, let's build muscle. Mm-hmm. We want to live our best life. We want to feel better during the process, and we want to have more energy. We want to sleep better. Remember all those benefits of fitness. Don't just think about the weight loss and the muscle build.
Yeah.
There's so much more to it.
Oh yeah, heart health.
Yeah, heart health is one of them.
One of them.
Yeah.
And I guess with heart, it's the brain, the clarity, the feeling better after a workout.
Yep. Those endorphins, the adrenaline we're releasing, the natural antidepressants.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So remind everyone how they can find you if they want to look you up.
Yeah. So you can find me anywhere. My business is called Feel Better Fitness. So I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok. You can usually just type in Feel Better Fitness, or you can type in Feel Better Fitness with Beth, and you will find me. Follow me on Instagram. You can learn all about my online program there. And all my contact information is on there as well. My website is feelbetter.fitness. Super easy. You don't even need any W's.
Well, isn't that lovely?
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining. And thank you everyone for listening. So I will see you guys, or you'll hear from me next time. Bye.
Bye.
That was episode 52 of the Purposely Curious podcast. Make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on most podcast platforms. And follow us on social media at Purposely Curious on Instagram and at Purposely C Pod on Twitter. That's Purposely, the letter C, Pod. Until next time, you know what to do. Oh, and work out. Or walk. Walk in your house, okay? Bye.